Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. Hope you had a good week so far. Hopefully, you enjoyed what I thought were some at least good matches mixed into all the craziness. You know, could have been a lot worse. There were some actual really, really good ones in there. So I think that more than makes up for the amount of idiocy that, normally happens. And thank you all for tuning in and sharing out and all the episodes and all of that. Greatly appreciated. All of us do. Here, Wrestling with Ski. And we can start off getting right into Raw. I will say that the amount of time that they had the sound cut off with Lesnar yelling at Lashley, at least that brought a smile to my face. And, seeing Lesnar still be, this newer Lesnar is good after that. Did I think he had to go in to win the Rumble to do it? No, but were they talking about unification for forever? Yes. So, ergo, did they have to do it this way? They kind of, did, I suppose, even though we all know they had the match set up the second Heyman did what he did. It was a done deal who he was going to go after. So, yeah, I think the original plan still should have, probably could have, would have, should have, one of those things now, but went forward the way they had it planned out just because, it doesn't need to have, like, this didn't need to be title versus title, and still very well could not be title versus title for all we know. Are they going to do that? I have no idea, but that was the big headache of everyone, the whole week so far. Was why couldn't they just go with the original plan? Kind of like, at day one, why couldn't they go with the original plan? Instead of throwing Lesnar in there, giving him the title, and that just set off all kinds of chaos. All off of that one decision, which, I know Brock was there, but he could have showed up and just mauled the Usos or something and called it a day instead of getting the title and doing all this. But, the world of wrestling, things change, and especially when Brock Lesnar is in the building. They're always going to keep pushing him. And he's doing a lot better work lately, putting people over, making everyone look good. It's just, the original plan sounded so much cooler than it was. But we'll see if they pull the trigger or not in Saudi. Like, we'll see how they do that and how much Lesnar shows up in between that and everything. But it's a weird pickle they got themselves into. Well, I'm curious just to see how they're going to get themselves out of said pickle. We all know they'll find a way. Normally, they find a way to screw it up worse, which is probably what they're going to do. But I'm curious to see how they weasel their way around all of this idiocy. But we'll find out. And another thing that happened this week was a lot of wardrobe malfunctions. Apparently, I'm guessing that's why the screen went black before they went to commercial in the Rhea Ripley Nikki ASH match, which Rhea ended up winning. It was a decent match, but nothing all that exciting. But there seemed to be a lot of screens going black on us this week. So, I thought, maybe that's what that was. But then when 2.0 came on during that certain match that I'll get to, with Raquel, like, oh, yep, that has to be what's happening. So there, and the match again wasn't the greatest thing in the world. I was ready for them both to move on from it, or what they're going to do with it, or is Nikki going to get future endeavored, or how they're going to do any of it. But a lot of just weirdness and stuff with it all. I mean, I'm not saying it's been bad. It's just the kind of time to, see where they're going to go with it or get off the pot, really. Miz defeated Dominic with Ray there at his side, reminiscent pulling the Eddie where he trips himself to make the ref think that Ray did it. So he throws Ray out and gets the win. All reminiscent stuff. Hopefully, they don't keep doing it, but that's what it reminded me of. So I just don't know where they're going to, Miz and Ray, Miz and Tom, whoever they're going to do it. I mean, people seem like they're very over Dom because they keep shoving him down our throats, but yeah, we'll see where they go with it. Great match. Had Austin Theory defeating Kevin Owens to qualify for the Chamber title match, which means he signed his new contract and they're already doing this. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those he just didn't want to go to Jeddah things. So he had to lose and they had to have someone in the match. I mean, that's a very good possibility. Again, it shows in Saudi Arabia. So, I mean, the big stars are going to be there. Sammy isn't going to be there. Mansoor is normally going to win a match. Yeah, that's what I noticed about Saudi, but he could not be going just because Sammy can't go, and that could have been the whole thing behind it. And well, as long as Theory doesn't win the chamber match, which would just blow everyone's mind, I think I'll be okay with it. And again, he's super talented. I've been saying that. Am I going to throw Blue Chipper out there like they do every 5 seconds? No, but I've been saying he was talented since they first called him up before they sent him back down, that he was super talented. And he's getting time. The whole selfie thing still hurts my head, and I still think that Tyler Breeze, did it better. The whole thing, but he's getting to show how talented he is, and he's having good matches with a lot of people. So I'm not taking anything away from him. I just hope he doesn't win the damn match because, well, that'd just be weird. It would set up nothing, and him being it just would be dumb. Angelo Dawkins with Montez Ford defeated Dolph Ziggler. Veer, by the way, everyone, he's still coming. I don't know, but Veer is still coming soon. We'll see what soon actually means, but he's coming. You guys keep tuning in every Monday. Sooner or later, he's bound to show up, or they're going to fire him before he shows up. I think Justin called that one, but he's been coming soon for like 3 or 4 months. Like, I don't know if they don't understand the word soon or what it means, but I was just glad to see Veer. The Riddle and Gable scooter race was like as dumb as it could be. The ending was as dumb as it could be. Having Otis just run him over so he doesn't win, so Gable gets the win. And next week they have the quiz off or whatever between the two teams, and I'm sure they're going to have Riddle and Randy win, obviously, so they can go have the tag title match. Like, we all know where it's going to go, but that whole thing was just dumb. But Riddle did defeat Otis in a stole a match, qualified for the chamber, and plans apparently where he was supposed to win the Rumble in the first place. So we'll see where they go with it all. I think that would have been a better thing because, again, it was like Brock and Goldberg. Like, they didn't need Goldberg to beat KO to get the title. Like, Jericho and KO should have had the title there. Like, but they love to put the titles on him. So now we can see what the grand scheme is afterwards and see what they do with Riddle in the chamber match. But I think it'll be, with the talent they have in there, I think it'll be a really good one. You got Lashley, Brock, Seth, Austin Theory, Riddle, and AJ Styles. Like, that itself, they'll put on a good match, and they'll give the people of Saudi what they want, what they got all that money for. But Real beat Otis in a quick one, then they went to dumb stuff, and it's just weird. Bianca Belaire defeated Carmella, and Mella was getting legit booed out of the building. And it was still, regardless of that, Mella still looked good. And in the ring, it wasn't like the greatest thing you'll ever see, but they actually let them at least semi, have a match. So you don't really get to see Mella do a lot of anyway, because she is talented. But the amount of boo she was getting, like, that was astronomical. Like, the whole character hurts everyone's head, her voice, like all that. Like, and I'm sure the people that were there watch and have to hear, Graves just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on about it, which guarantee is not helping her case. But all those boos, that's what I took away from that. And then AJ Styles, like I said, defeated Rey Mysterio to qualify for the chamber, and that was a hell of a good match. Like, that should have been the last match. Should have been the ending of the show. That shouldn't have been like the thing before. But Ronda, again, Ronda's there, so she has to end the show. She has to be in the big spot. And I think that's a shame because AJ and Ray, like, that was great. And AJ countering him, going for his West Coast pop, whatever you want to call it anymore. At least I think that's what it was called. I don't remember. It's been so long. But seeing him, flip over and AJ countered into a Styles Clash to get the win was a great way to end it. And that was a great match. Like you always wonder what AJ and Rey Mysterio, together, let them actually wrestle. And it was beautiful. We've all liked to see it again just because the two styles and who they are and all the experience, just everything they could do if they were awarded the time. That would be dangerous. That'd be like scary, scary good. And hopefully we see it again. But again, AJ gets the win and, seeing what he could do in the chamber, and especially now that, it's got padding, it's not nearly as vile as it was that first time around when that just looked like everything hurt and sucked. Will be good, and it'll add another dynamic because he could do stuff, so we'll have Lesnar and Lashley, obviously the power guys. Riddle can fly around, do stuff. We all know Seth will, AJ, and Theory, who can do a lot of stuff. Like I think it'll be a good dynamic, young guys, old guys, clashing of styles. No pun intended. Wasn't trying to, but I think it'll be a really, really. I'm actually looking forward to it, even though not necessarily a fan of the Saudi shows, them doing any of it, but that's for another show. They're the one that I do. Jesse Rosinski show. That's for that one. Just principle, but they're gonna have all the big stars. We know it's gonna be, good for what it can be. And I really can't hate on it for being predictable because so much of it is predictable anymore. But with that said, I still think it's going to be great. And it's good to see the chamber. And it's good to see people getting chamber matches. And it's good to see the women there. Like, now we have Becky and Lita set up. Ronda came out and did her thing, tells Becky she'll know she's going to pick yada, yada, yada on Friday. But to see Lita come out and get the match, like her and Becky at Saudi, I think just because of where they are, they're going to put on a hell of a match. Like they're going there to impress. And I'd really like to see what Lita could still do, having to do whole matches and stuff. I mean, I'm sure she's doing this, gotten herself, ring ready and all of that. Again, I'm sure she never actually fully like stop doing all that. And she's still in, great shape, and all the years without taking, all the abuse and the bumps and all that on her neck and everything. I think it's going to be, a really good match. Do I think that the men's chamber match will be better? Probably, just because they'll be able, have more spots and everything involved. But I'm really, really intrigued just to see what Lita still has after all these years, because I grew up on Lita. A lot of us grew up Lita, Team Extreme. You heard of the Hardys. Then when she, had the stuff with Kane, and there was the Snitsky, it wasn't my fault stuff, and Edge, and all of it. Like, she goes way all the way back to S.A. Rios. I remember watching them together when they were doing Sunday Night Heat. That was, their big thing. I mean, it goes way back, and I just want to see what she still has in the tank. And I think it's going to be a good match. Again, men's qualifier is going to win that 1-0, I think, for best match, at least as of now. But overall, I mean, there was some good, Theory and KO, again, good. Like, that was good. The beginning of the show, good. Bianca and Mella put on a good match. AJ and Rey, good. So, I mean, overall, there was some dumb and, some stuff you knew was going to happen and all that. The homage to Eddie and there with Miz, a little bit, at least that's the way I see it. So it wasn't a bad night. But, main event, like, was better than the whole night leading into it. I mean, that one stole the show, at least, the match there. So overall, not bad. Same thing could be said for 2.0. Imperium defeated the Diamond Mine with, obviously, Malcolm Bivens and Ivy Nile at ringside there. And the biggest, smile on my face was the Walter chants before, during, and after the match, after, Gunther pinned one Creed brother to get the win. Just hearing how many Walter chants, and I don't think they're ever going to stop. I think they backed themselves into a corner on that one, and there's no saving them at all. And everyone listening to this, watching this, you'll probably agree, like, there's no saving that. Once they switched it to Gunther, like, it was game over. Like, I don't know why Vince had to do it. I don't know what their idea was, but we saw the whole name, the trademark, Nazi and all that. So, not a lot of thought apparently went into it, but it'll always be Walter. They shouldn't have done it. It's not going to work. It's just dumb, really. But a good match, just because everyone involved and the Creed brothers and Roddy. We all know they're talented. We all know what the guys in Imperium do. So it was a great match to start it off. A really good one. But those chants made me smile. You got to see the gift that is Toxic Attraction. Running their suck. Kaylee Ray interrupts. And so she wants her title match, go bat, all the normal stuff, chases them off. And then when Mandy and them try to leave, Kaylee Ray's in the driver's seat and drives off with them. She ends up coming back. There's spaghetti dumped on Mandy, a cake hit, like she gets her title match. So Vengeance Day, I believe is what they're calling it. We'll see Kaylee Ray and Mandy Rose, and we'll also see the other people in Toxic Attraction. That's Gigi Dolan and JC Jane defending against Indy Hartwell and Persia Parada. So I think that I'd like to see what Mandy and Kaylee Ray can do. Do I think they're going to have Mandy drop the title on them already? No. Unless they're saying you got your run, let's see what someone else can do with it. I don't know, but I mean, they put so much effort into it. And all you ever see is Mandy. I just don't see her losing because of that. But that again, I've been wrong before. I could be wrong again. I just don't see them after all of this for Mandy and Toxic Attraction and all them. I just don't see them losing yet at this point, especially to Persia. No offense to Indy, I just don't see them losing to Persia. Kaylee Ray and Mandy, who knows? But I still think it's going to be an okay match. Again, we'll see where they go with it. I think the women's tag match is going to be better at Vengeance Day. Yeah. No offense to Mandy. She has gotten better, but we'll see. We will see. Raquel Gonzalez defeated Cora Jade. Apparently, again, multiple wardrobe malfunctions. That screen just kept going black. But they're going to team together in the Dusty Cup now, so we'll see what they do with all that weirdness. If this is going to be like Raquel's last hurrah before they send her up, like what are they going to do with it? I have no idea. I don't know. Not digging it. Pete Dunne challenged Tony D'Angelo to a steel cage match. I dig that. That'll be good. Sarai emerged and defeated Kayla Inlay, I believe her name was. We'll see what Sarai does with this whole new thing that Vince gave her, because we saw her get interviewed backstage later on the night, and I still didn't dig it. We'll see if this is Vince just finally killing it off for real, because I didn't feel it when she first came over and started in the old. Like I just didn't dig it, and this really isn't helping the case at all. Like it just, I don't know. There's just something I just don't think it's going to work out. Correct me where I'm wrong. It's nothing against her work. It's just the whole thing. It just doesn't fit into what I've never felt it fit into what Vince wants everything to be. And I don't think it's going to get over. I just, I don't like it. No offense to her. I mean, she's talented in the ring and all. I don't feel it. Trick and Mello, run their sucks. Cameron Grimes thing. I think Grimes and Mello is going to be a great match. Great for that. Like really, really. I think that's going to be good. LA Knight, we saw him get interrupted by Gacy and Harlan backstage, and then he ended up losing to Gacy because Waller and that giant Sasquatch of a man get involved, and Gacy steals one against him. Again, LA Knight and Waller, I'd like to see it actually, get somewhere, but he has to face off against that guy. If he wants a chance at Waller, and I don't know, maybe some slight-handed, I don't know what's going to happen there. Again, I just don't like Waller. Between all the lunges, I don't know. It hurts my brain. I think they'll put on a hell of a match, like his in-ring work. I have nothing against that. I never felt like the characters. It's too overly ridiculous and stupid at times for me, but someone has to like it, hopefully, besides Vince. But again, as long as Vince is entertained, I really don't think he cares what we think. Wendy Chu defeated Amari Miller, and we saw Tiffany Stratton backstage staring down Chu as she was walking towards the ring. Gets involved, throws her black card in there. And Amari Miller, for a shopping spree, ends up costing Miller the match. Chu wins. Chu walks off with a credit card. Again, just dumb, the whole thing. Now, again, Tiffany Stratton did look better the last time she was in the ring the first time, not completely throwing her under a bus and jumping down her throat, but it's just dumb. Sorry. It's the way I feel. Could she turn me around? Yes. I have better feelings on her. Yes. Do I think they're actually going to be able to do that? No. But is it possible? Yes. So we'll see where they go with it. But Wendy Chu, I think she looks great in the ring. And see what they do with it with her, I guess, Stratton, two young faces. One who they, kept doing lots of vignettes for, being Stratton, and the other Chu, where the hell did she come from? So, they're going to keep it going. We'll see how it goes. Still think it's dumb. Nikita Lyons vignette did nothing for me. Again, Sarai's interview with Mackenzie, nothing. Like, it just, I felt nothing off of it. Andre Chase with Bodie, defeated Draco Anthony, shocker. And then again, the main event, Braun Breaker, NXT champion, and Tommaso Ciampa defeating Wild and Mendoza of Legado del Fantasma with Santos Escobar and Elektra Lopez at ringside. We all knew they weren't going to have Breaker lose. And again, Ciampa, great matches. Legado, they put on great matches no matter how you feel about them. Breaker, he can go. So again, the main event was good. It was good to see all the main events end up doing good. All shows started out with a good segment or match, and ended with, a good one. So I'd say they were all successful, even 2.0. No matter how much dumb was involved there, you can't deny that main event wasn't amazing. And that match between Imperium and the Diamond Mine wasn't great. Those were great matches, and I thoroughly enjoyed them. So you can tell me what you think in the comments, message me, whatever. I thought they were good, which leads us into another one that I thought was good, Dynamite. Starts out with Jon Moxley defeating Wheeler Yuta, Orange Cassidy and Danhausen there at ringside. It was a great way to start it. And I thought it was a great match to have between the two of them. I also think it was a much better match, obviously, than the first one between the two of them. So I'm okay with that. And then we got to see, Brian finally in the ring and confront him and say that he wants, team with him. They could take over, all of AEW. So I really want to see, how they're going to do that. Are they going to put them together? Are they going to, have them use it as a way and then set them up one-on-one? Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they do with it going forward, because they could become champions. This guy's champion. That's a champion. Everyone's champion. Or they could also, and have them break up down the line, obviously. Or they could have them just use it as a ploy and then just maul him and set up a one-on-one thing. How they're going to go with it, I don't know. But, the two of them together, they're amazing as individuals. So together, I think would be a really good thing, no matter how they do it. Do I want to see them set up another group in AEW? No, because there's already a million of them. But could it be really good? Yes. Which is the opposite of the next thing that happened. There's Brandy Rhodes on the mic, and that everything with Brandy has to be just, everyone's just over it and done. Like you're doing lots of things wrong. People don't like you when Dan Lambert is getting more cheers in there than you are. We all knew the smack was going to come because we all knew he's going to talk trash. Here came Paige Van Zandt looking great. So good, goes after the whole women's locker room. Most of it comes down, separates them. Shocker. They don't do that all the time. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it now that Paige is there. Is it going to be Paige and Brandy? Are they going to put Brandy back in the ring? I don't think they should. Most people probably, seem to agree with me. But, only time will tell, I suppose. I just thought it was amazing that Dan Lambert was getting cheers at all, because he normally doesn't. That's how bad you are, Brandy. Dan Lambert's getting cheers over you. Bad son. But he doesn't like Paige Van Zandt. So we'll see what they do with it. No, we all say we don't want Brandy on the mic, in the ring, anything. So got to see where they go with it. I don't know. That was one of the lower moments, just like the next segment was just another lower moment with Matt Hardy, in the Hardy family office, and all of them and Andrade coming up with stupid, like them talking about how they're going to get Darby away from Sting, which we know they aren't. We all know it. So we all know this is going absolutely nowhere. Like there's a million guys they could have tried to get, but Darby and Sting not near each other. Like they're still teaming up and they're still talking. I just don't see it. That would be a shocker. But I don't like any of us see it coming. So again, I find it to be a waste of time. They could have found someone besides him that was, like some lesser known thing to steal him away. But I just, they're still having Sting and him do so many tag matches. Sting there by his side, Sting safe. Like they're doing so much of that, still talking about how, there they are undefeated as a tag team. Like seeing them, like it just wouldn't, and I think it would be dumb, and I don't see it happening. So I find it to be a complete waste of everyone's time. Knights of the House Black, Malachi Black and Brody, Brody King defeated, members of the Death Triangle. There being, the Bastard Pack and Penta El Cero Miero. And I thought it was a really, really good match for them together. Again, I always like Malachi's work, love Pac's work, always have. Penta is amazing. Brody King I've only seen a little bit throughout, the years, but the guy can go. And him and Black together, that's a really, really good thing. And it ended, with Penta getting, missed in the eyes and ending, but they put on a great match. And again, like all of them together is fantastic. I think, obviously, most of us know exactly how we feel about Pac and Penta and Malachi. We all know that, most people are like into it. They want to see it, like the storytelling, they like all of it. So that was, again, to come off of some dumb, it was good to have that. Sadly, there was more dumb when Nyla Rose, Vicky Guerrero defeated Ruby Soho. Shocker. We've seen reports that Ruby isn't happy. Again, don't blame her. She went there, she put people over, and now she's just, getting mauled otherwise. So, but they have so many people on the roster, like it's bound to happen. Like, and everyone's like, oh, sometimes the grass isn't greener. Well, she did get released. It's not like she quit. Like WWE got rid of her. So, like she really had much of an option for is the grass greener on the other side, because they said, see you later, bye. So I really don't get how people, sometimes the grass isn't greener. Well, they got rid of her. So she had to go find grass anywhere else to go and do it. And now, again, it could get better, but we'll see. Gun Club attack Jungle Boy all on his own, throw him outside into the snow pile. That attack until Christian Luchasaurus chase him off. Again, we know the tag title match is coming. We'll see what kind of idiocy they get involved. Billy getting involved, him and Christian. Like if they set up a match between those two, I don't know. But that was a small little moment, so it didn't take away a lot from the show. Cowboy and Shivani in the ring, Dan Lambert and Jake's, interrupt him. Jake sounded extra today. Well, I watched it today, so screw it. Last night could have just been me, but he sounded a little more and just hopefully he's still doing well. And everything he's been through and done. Like I hope he's doing well. Again, he's older, so but Archer came in, gives Cowboy a blackout through the timekeeper table, says he's going to win, in that Texas death match. So we'll see if they actually put on a really good one. I'm sure it's going to be a bloodbath. Well, I'm sure it is. Almost guarantee that one will be a good match. More than likely, yes, but we'll see how that all works out. Again, I don't know. A lot of people don't seem to put any faith in Archer actually winning. They're just trying to make Cowboy look good. So you take out, one against the big monster in a death match. So we'll see what they do with all that. And then the main event again, MJF, defeated CM Punk. And we all pretty much knew something stupid was going to happen in the end to end it off. We all knew it, but they still put together a great match, a great story, both in and out of the ring. They put a bunch of different stuff. MJF, winning but choking out Punk until he raised his arm with the referee. The referee saw the tape fall out. And he restarted the match. So that was a good little, wrinkle they threw in there to keep it going. That standing reverse Rana was beautiful. Like them executing that was great. And again, we all knew. I saw the Pepsi splash off the ropes, which you haven't seen like forever from Punk to him. What we all knew. sooner or later it would happen. Wardlow comes down, sneaks MJF, Dynamite Diamond, ring. Punk gets back into the ring, refs looking at MJF, ding, hits him, puts it back in his trunks, wins, hands it back over to Wardlow, and he's going to get the win. I hope it's not over that way. I hope they do it again, because again, that was a hell of a match. I'd say probably Punk's best since he came back. I mean, they put a lot into that. MJF looked good. Punk looked good. They told a great story. It's everything you wanted it to be. And even with the ending, we all pretty much figured stupid was going to happen throughout the match. We all knew it. You can't say that you're surprised by it. You can be mad about it, but we all knew it was going to happen. So I'm okay with it just because I knew it was going to happen. We all knew it was coming. Duh, it's MJF. There's a reason he has all those goons. Excuse me. It's going to happen. But I hope they do it again, because that was a hell of a match. And that was a great way to end the show. Like, that's how you end a show. And Mox and Yuta put on a better match than the first one. It was a good way to start it. MJF and Punk, no matter how it ended, still phenomenal. Like, that was a hell of a story told in that ring, which is what it's all about, what it should be all about, is wrestling and telling a story. And because, they're storytellers by profession. I mean, really, they go in the ring and tell a story. So I enjoyed it. And again, I knew the ending was going to involve something weird. So there it was. And they got, a bunch of good stuff in there. So overall, for the 3 days, I mean, the main event matches were all good. The opening segments were all good. There was some idiocy in the middle, but you can't really help yourself with that. It's just, when you have really good matches the rest of the night, it's forgiven. And, again, Rhea and Nikki wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad. Theory and KO was great. Dawkins versus Ziggler, still good. Bianca and Mella, still good. AJ and Ray, phenomenal. Imperium and Diamond Mine, good. Great, actually. Raquel and Cora, we all knew it was going to happen, but it was still a good match. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but wasn't bad. No, we can't say it was bad. And then again, Breaker champion Legato, we all knew that was going to be a good match. That has to be, And there we were, with Mox and Yuta, and ended up with Punk and MJF. And we knew there's going to be some, and Malachi and Brody defeating Pac and Penta. Like, we knew that was going to be a good match too. So there's a lot more good involved and a lot less stupid to me. There's a lot of fast forwarding through Raw and that stuff. There always is. There's going to be stupid. You can't, they can't help themselves. But yeah, it was a good couple days. So just hope they can keep it at least that level instead of making it, dumber and watering it down as much, because they could do a lot. They have the talent. They just need to actually let people do anything. It seems to be really difficult. I don't understand how that's so difficult, but just let them do what they're there to do, what you pay them to do. And again, people winning certain matches for the Saudi show, like the, people that won't go, people that can't go. So I get that, but overall good. Thank you all for tuning in, watching, listening, whatever you're on. TV just said, screw you, I'm done. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and repeat. I can't point at the thing because, well, the thing just went off the screen because this, tell you, that thing legitimately hates me. So don't forget to do all of that, share it out to the masses, get more eyes and ears on it. I mean, every time I see it, it helps out immensely, getting more on there for free. And everyone knows that listens to this, or anyone knows wrestling fans. Everyone knows them. So get it out to them. It really helps all of us out. Word of mouth and all that is one of the greatest things you could have to help you grow something. But like, share, comment, repeat, do it all. I appreciate it. Again, please share it out. And I will be back come Monday to talk about whatever happens, tomorrow night on SmackDown and Rampage. And I'm hoping there's a lot of good stuff mixed in there. They don't let everyone down, but we shall see. So enjoy that. Again, like, share, comment, repeat, follow along, share this thing out, get it out there to the masses. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy tomorrow night. And like always, until Monday, my friends, peace.